All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the comments. So we are looking at... Oh my goodness. I'm prepared. The Glory comments today. The Glory was a little bit of a debacle for me. But we'll get to that. So, if you want to support the channel, you know what to do. Link is in the description to the Patreon. You want to go over there, check some stuff out. Everything on the Patreon is currently free. And there is no, what would you say, paid content that was ripped from somebody else's paid wall. Whatever. It's not on there. It's not on there. But other stuff is on there. You can go check that out. Totally for free. And while you're there, also maybe consider supporting the channel. If you don't want to do that, you can always subscribe to the channel. That helps. Drop a comment. That also helps. And super thanks are active as well. So if you want to drop a couple of bucks towards your favorite creator for doing these comment videos, then by all means, please do so. All right. That's enough talk. Well, actually, the whole thing's going to be talking, I guess, technically. But you know what I mean. All right. Let's get right into it. Up first, I Am Love says, I'm ready for some Band-Maid. Boop. Same here. I'm always ready for Band-Maid, which is what I say until I hear Band-Maid, and I'm like, was not ready for this, actually. I was lying to you. What's my hair doing? Don't judge me. I love you. Up next, Mikoto says, John, don't show the entire Band-Maid Prime videos on YouTube since it's a paid subscription item. You want to avoid any strikes from the music industry monitors. Good call on posting it in the video. Keep your channel afloat. Yeah, that was not the best. I didn't think it through. I just didn't think through what I was doing. You know, I have like a limited time to do the recording stuff, and so I do the whole thing myself. I record, I edit, and I build thumbnails, and I post. And it all has to be done within, I would say, probably a 40-minute window is about what I have for recording and posting and all that stuff. So, it is what it is. I just didn't think it all the way through when I did it, but boop, we've rectified the mistake, ladies and gentlemen, so... Up next, Bruno Bryan 4846 says Band-Maid equals pure freaking awesomeness. What a band. Viva the Maids. Paul. Boop. Appreciate the comment, buddy. Up next, Graham Reed 8774 says transitions, transitions, transitions. 4 different elements in the first minute or less. Nobody else can do this. I've been listening to rock music for nearly 60 years. Anniversary's next year. And I can tell you, this is the best band I've ever heard, and lucky enough to have seen. For me, musically, their best period was from 2017 to 2019, but that doesn't mean that they are not still the best band around right now. Boop. Well, COVID kind of threw everybody off. Like, you know, let's just throw that out there. 2017 to 2019, I'm not familiar enough with their... I guess their discography to know for sure that was when they were at their best. But what I will say is that I think the best is still yet to come from the Maids, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I believe. That is what I believe. The best is still yet to come. Up next, Brian DeVito 5120 says, "Are you charging money for Band-Maid Prime content? Or am I just an old guy with bad hearing? If the former is correct, shame. That would be worse than the guy who sells t-shirts with the Band-Maid logo on them." Boop. Appreciate the comment. Band-Maid Atlanta. Band-Maid fan Atlanta replies, nice. Boop. And then this guy says, no. It was never my intention. The videos and shirts, yeah, the shirts have been removed too, and it won't be happening again. Boop. Oh, I must have liked it myself already. So, yeah, won't be happening again. Band-Maid fan Atlanta says, Mincha Doodles. Doodly 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 doodly. Boop. Appreciate the comment. Band-Maid fan Atlanta also says, Band-Maid is pretty lenient, but don't mess with Prime or Omesu-sama content. By the way, the ending goes from on time to triplets to double time in 3 measures. Boop. It's wild. It's a great track. And yeah, we won't be messing with the Band-Maid Prime. It's not. I'm not. It won't happen again. I was just excited! I was just, because you might not remember, I don't know how long you've been with the channel, but my first reaction was to No God, and it was to the official live and the acoustic version that they did, the acoustic set. I think it was the Christmas acoustic thing that they did, and that was on YouTube. And so my first reaction was a double feature to the studio and to the acoustic, and the acoustic like blew me away. And then when they got taken off YouTube, I was like, I can't go to and then yeah, so it was just like didn't quite think through. Even after I paid for Band-Maid, didn't quite think it through what I was doing. I was just excited, and then you guys let me know. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I guess that's bad. I'm dumb. Blends a lot. Next up says, Glory is still my favorite song, but I have so many Band-Maid favorites. Boop. Feel that. Motley 22 Crew up next says, first off, I want to say I really enjoyed your Band-Maid reactions, but in saying that, I just want to warn you that I'm very close to unsubscribing. I wasn't a fan of you selling merch with the Band-Maid logos, which includes Band-Maid, not just the ribbon logo. Okay, yes. And I tried to warn you about that. And now you're using content from behind Band-Maid Prime paywall isn't sitting well with me. The Band-Maid community is pretty close-knit, so this move of showing it on your Patreon, regardless if you charge for it or make it free, isn't cool and won't sit well with the true Band-Maid fans. So expect some sort of backlash. I hope you change your mind and remove it from your Patreon. Boop. I appreciate the critiques. I really do. Especially because they're valid in this instance. And then I responded saying, you're right, I may tweak the design. I may tweak it for the shirt, but I'm not selling that version anymore. And I removed the videos from both the Patreon and YouTube. And guys, I really do. I appreciate your support and giving me the opportunity to address the mistakes here and not just like unsubscribing and not telling me why. So that's all it is. That's all it is. Up next, Raheem Ramat says, thank you for enlightening me on things I didn't even hear when I listened to this song. I'm actually really amazed. Boop. Oh, no problem, buddy. Thanks for checking out the video, and thanks for supporting the channel. Up next, Armin Thielin, 8570 says, please check this one out. Let me drop a link. That's what's up. Band-Maid Hate, live from Lollapalooza Festival. Band-Maid Hate. Is that what this is? But our good friend Orenji edited it, so we can actually see that it's way better. Sound isn't as great as usual, but the Misa Konami call and response showcase is just amazing. And please don't post content from the Band-Maid Prime site. That's not cool. You're right, won't happen again. Bill B53 or 5183 chimes in and says he did use the Lola audio. It's not from a fan cam like the Shambles video. Boop. That's pretty cool. So wait, the audio, oh, okay, so he spliced the audio from a different source, I guess? Same show, different source, so it's like better audio? That's what's up. Armin Thielen, 8570, responds, says, yeah, that's why, I guess that's why it was awesome. The guy with the cam at Lollapalooza screwed it up a bit. Boop. And Bilbo responds, you said sound is not as great as usual, so I thought you meant that he used the fan cam audio. The director dropped the ball as far as the camera work goes. Oh. Not just referring to the usual quality of official live stuff. Okay. Boop. Appreciate the comments, gentlemen. Thanks for the support. Bill B 5183 says posting the Prime playthrough videos on your Patreon is no better than posting it on YouTube. It's actually worse if you're charging for it. the best policy is not to post their fan club or Prime content anywhere. And that's what's going to happen from now on. That's what's going to happen from now on. It's just, I guess it's just going to, it's, you know, and I go back and forth on it. I say I go back and forth on it. I don't really go back and forth on it. I went back and forth on it a little bit because I'm discovering Band-Maid in a unique way. And I think that this point is fair to make. I'm discovering Band-Maid in a unique way. I don't listen to them on my own. I don't like, if I'm gonna listen to a new Band-Maid track, it's gonna be for the channel, and it's gonna be in front of the camera, and it's gonna be to share with you guys. And so with that in mind, the Band-Maid Prime content really, it doesn't have a place in my life right now. If I'm not gonna be able to use it for videos, then it doesn't have a place in my life. And so it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, you know, especially considering the financial circumstances that I'm in right now, I can't have extraneous expenses. If it's something that I'm using for the channel, that's one thing, but I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be using it to make videos, and I'm not going to be using it to like share how I'm discovering Band-Maid with you guys. So it's a needless expense at this point. So I'm gonna have to cancel the subscription until my financial situation sort of like rights itself and I can afford, you know, to have extraneous expenses. So that is why I went back and forth with it. That's why you saw like the first video went up, and then I like tweaked it and then put up a second video and then tried to move the stuff to the Patreon, and I was gonna make it free. And then you guys I actually sat down and thought about it for a second. I'm like, no, this is dumb. I'm using somebody else's content to promote my own. Like, you're right. Like, after I thought about it, it didn't sit well with me either. But part of the reason it didn't sit well with me is because I knew that if I wasn't going to use the Band-Maid Prime content for this stuff, then there's no point in me having it. And like, I do consider myself a Band-Maid fan. And so it kind of, it upset me to have to come to that realization that like I'm not actually going to use it, so I'm not going to pay for it, at least at this juncture. Boop. Appreciate the comment, and appreciate you giving me an opportunity to talk through a little bit of where my head was at the time. So up next, Bob Spirit 2112 says, John, all guitars are Konami on the studio version. Oh yeah, I should have remembered that. She records all the guitar parts in the studio, lead and rhythm. Miku learns the rhythm parts to play them live. In fact, I'm not convinced Miku's learned them that well when they shoot the videos. Probably not, honestly. You know, that's actually typical with a lot of bands. Like, I know a lot of bands, like, I'm thinking specifically of Periphery at the moment, just because I've watched, like, all of their making of documentaries. But they record their tracks in pieces, and then they mix them together, and then they have to go back and learn the song all the way through. So it's not really surprising if they don't know the song all that well when they first record it or when they do the music video. And it's only when they have a set list that they're preparing for their live shows that they actually go back and, you know, either knock the rust off or learn the song completely. So I know that's pretty typical for a lot of bands. He was on to say, particularly in their older material, which I guess Glory is now. If you watch closely, it seems Miku's not necessarily playing all the rhythm parts correctly during the video shoot. Don't get me wrong, Miku's a killer live rhythm guitarist these days. She very much knows what she's doing and nails everything live, including her more complex parts Konami writes for her nowadays. I think Miku knows her parts better nowadays by the time they shoot any videos, because maybe she's able to suggest some things to Konami. She can be, probably more, what would you say, present in the songwriting process if she's, you know, anyway. But my understanding is that even today, Konami still plays everything on the recording. One reason is that as primary lyricist and secondary vocalist during the recording sessions, Miku focuses with Psyche on perfecting and recording the vocals. She's busy enough doing that that it'd be too much on her plate to have to work on and or learn the rhythm guitar parts and record them when Konami can knock them out easier. I mean, that makes sense. That's just, you know, judiciously breaking up the work, so. But Konami does use Miku's gear, the Zemaitis guitar and EVH amp, or whatever she's using now, so that the record sound matches their live sound. Take care and rock on. Boop. Appreciate the comment, buddy. Thanks for the insight. That's a good point. Up next, Dennis the Menace 671 says, John, Glory was used in Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. Boop. I didn't know that. We might have to go watch that. Phil Prophet 8363 says, I'm baffled as to why the song gets so little attention. Join Prime for a month and revel in those self-covers. Misa and Akane's head angle videos are great. Boop. Appreciate the comment. Thanks for checking out the video. Mischief? I don't know what that says. It says, my favorite Band-Maid song. Until the next one. That's what I say. That's what I say. Absolutely love this group. Best rock group in the world. Boop. No arguments. And finally, closing things out, we have Tom Clark Futurua says, Glory be! It's another Band-Maid reaction. Thanks, John. By the way, John really shouldn't use Band-Maid Prime as its protected pay site. Boop. Yeah, we talked about that. Not gonna happen again. Well, there you have it. All the comments, ladies and gentlemen. If you watch the whole thing, this is actually one of the shorter videos comments videos that we do. But anyway, if you watch the whole thing, let me know what you think in the comments for these comments. Videos, you know what I mean. But that's going to do it. Once again, links are in the description if you want to support the channel. All that stuff. And but that's going to do it for me from this one. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Peace!